Okay, so we're going to tell you a little bit about the BTEC Applied Psychology and Law and WJEC Criminology course.
Why choose this course? Who is the course for? So it is a 2-year course for those interested in working in the legal or psychological fields, or working with the police or prison services.
Why choose this course? If you enjoy learning in a way that is theory related, as well as making use of real cases and court examples, analysing criminal behaviour, then this is the course for you.
Who is this course suitable for? Anyone with a genuine interest in the psychological, law or criminological field. You need a minimum of 4 GCSEs, grade 4 or above.
How will I be taught? Your timetable has been designed to give you a chance to study independently using the facilities available to you.
This course has a 2-year semestered unit, law and psychology, and 1 unit that is a year long, which is criminology.
The course will include assignment-based work, exam revision-based work, and controlled assessments. You will also work with your lecturers to produce detailed notes and assignments to support your learning and understanding.
You'll be encouraged to take responsibility for your own work. Your work for each unit will lead to overall level of pass, merit or distinction.
What will it allow me to do in the future? If you're successful on the course, you may progress on to university to study one of the core subjects, of course.
You could also consider moving to a range of level 3 BTEC qualifications in related areas such as forensic science, medical science, health and social care, or the HND in policing.
Alternatively, you could move towards an apprenticeship or employment within any of the related areas. Okay, so I'm Sally, I'm the law teacher on the course. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the law units. So for your first year, the unit 1 is dispute solving, so looking at how the law is used to solve civil disputes. And it will include civil dispute resolution, enforcing civil law, the system of precedent, so how judges make law with their decisions, and the application of the law of negligence. Unit 2 is the criminal law and the legal system. We'll have a look at how laws are made and interpreted. We'll have a look at how laws made outside of Parliament. We'll have a look at the people involved in a criminal trial. And we'll have a look at crime and sentencing, in particular in relation to non-fatal offences, assault and battery and GBH. The second year is the first unit is Unit 3, applying the law. And we'll have a look at the laws relating to homicide, murder, voluntary manslaughter and involuntary manslaughter. The laws relating to corporate manslaughter, so somebody killed at work or by a company or a business. An introduction to offences against property. So we'll have a look at theft, robbery, burglary, fraud and criminal damage. An introduction to the general defences somebody might argue if they're charged with any of those crimes. So insanity, intoxication, self-defence, duress. And we'll have a final look at the overview of police powers. So what the police can do when they arrest somebody, what can happen at the police station, how samples are taken, and when somebody can and can't be searched. And then our other unit is family law. So the first part of family law is looking at how to form legal relationships. So marriages, civil partnerships, cohabitations. Learning aim B is looking at how they are dissolved, so divorces and dissolutions of those relationships. Learning aim C is about the money and property issues when couples separate. And learning aim D is about childcare issues and how it's decided who gets custody of the children and what orders are best to put in place for any children of the relationship.
So I'm Kay, I teach psychology as well as criminology on the course. You will look at the following units within psychology. So the first years are psychological application and approaches. This is an examined unit, so you'll be doing revision-based tasks and doing lots of recap and testing. Unit 2, which is conducting psychological research, is an assignment-based unit where you will actually be given a chance to conduct your own pilot study. In year 2, you'll study health psychology. Again, it's an examined unit. And then finally, unit 6, which is an introduction to psychopathology. That is looking at mental health and exploring the historical concepts and also the modern concepts. With criminology, then, there are also 4 units. The first year, is changing awareness of crime. This is a controlled assessment unit. So this will be basically gathering detailed notes during the course, of which then you take into your exam and use to do your controlled assessment. You will then do theories of crime, which will look at the sociological aspects of criminality, and this will be an examined unit. The second year, you'll do crime scene to courtroom. Again, this is a controlled assessment unit, so the same as Unit 1, where you will take detailed notes and you'll be allowed to take those into controlled assessment. And then finally, crime and punishment, which will be your examined unit. We look at the different forms of punishment within the legal system, and then look at the historical modern concepts again of that as well.
On the course, we'll also be doing lots of different trips and talks. So there's a Jack the Ripper tour that we will take you on. We'll also go and visit the prison and law court, so HMP Winchester. Hopefully, if there's enough demand, we'll take you to a trip to the Old Bailey in central London, where we'll go and see the legal clothing exhibit. We'll go and sit in on a trial in the Old Bailey. Southwark Body Farm as well, looking at how they deal with different forensics, I believe. And then also we have lots of guest speakers from different areas, so from the police and other people throughout the course of the year.
If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to phone into the college. We'll be more than happy to oblige and give you the information you require.
Hope to see you soon.
Thank you very much.
Level 2 Science. This is a one-year course designed for those who are interested in working in the science sector as a laboratory technician or an apprenticeship. If you prefer to learn in a way that's practical and work-related, then Level 2 Diploma in Science is for you. You should have a genuine interest in science and a minimum of 4 GCSE Grade 3 and above. You'll study 7 units over the year, which include Science of Earth, Science of Health, Human Behaviour, Data Collection, Practical Techniques, Chemical Design, and Environmental Analysis. Science and Earth will introduce you to ideas about the changing nature of Earth and our place as humans living on it. The Chemistry unit will look at some of the common chemicals found in washing powders, high-performance car fuels, and polymers, and you will get to carry out a case study in an area of your choice. 2 of the units will be assessing your practical skills by carrying out experiments, data collection, and presenting the data in different formats. You will understand the need for common and standard procedures used in all scientific workplaces. The Science of Health unit helps to understand the key features that affect health and well-being. You will find out how your bodies respond to infection and how immunisation has helped to reduce the impact of disease. As part of the Environmental Analysis unit, you'll consider the world around you and how scientists work to maintain the air quality, land quality, and water quality in the face of environmental issues that are caused by human activity. Human behaviour is a unit that helps to understand a variety of human behaviours, looking at them from several perspectives. Your timetable has been designed to give you a chance to study independently using the facilities available to you. In addition to the course, you may also be retaking maths or English if you've gained a 3 or below. The course will include you working with lecturers to produce written work and taking part in practical sessions. Lecturers will be available to support your learning and understanding of the assignment set. The work is assignment-based, and you're encouraged to take responsibility for your own work. From there, you will get overall grades of pass, merit, or distinction. If you're successful in the course, there is an opportunity to progress onto Level 3, such as in Forensic Science, Environmental Science, or Laboratory Science T-Level. You can also be considered to move on to a range of other Level 3 BTEC qualifications in areas such as health and social care, sport, or engineering. Alternatively, you could move to employment. Thank you for listening. Environmental Science is one of the brand new courses to Havant and South Downs College for September 2021. Environmental Science is run over 2 years and has 15 units in total. 5 are externally examined. The externally examined units are very science-based and give the grounding in science that's required for an environmental-based career. The environmental units we will look at in more detail in just a moment. Science-based units are also on the course that are also internally examined. These give you the background information required to understand living things, both plants and animals. Environmental surveying is one of the environmental units that allows you to understand different environments and what is essential. It looks at conservation of habitats, so keeping habitats in a way that animals can survive in them, and what needs to be done when planning for new buildings. This is a very practical based unit in which projects will occur. Environmental management is a unit that looks at the legal and regulatory frameworks, looking at water quality, managing industrial and natural environments, and the testing which is carried out. An environmental unit is sustainability and renewable energy. This unit looks at different types of energy that exist and what needs to happen for governments to reach that target of being carbon neutral. It looks at real data and looks at how energy is produced in this way. Waste management is a unit that looks at the collection, transport and processing of different waste materials and how that has an effect on the environment. Conservation and biodiversity unit looks at the conservation of biodiversity at local levels and global levels. So how many different species exist and the threats that we have to those particular species. So this course gives you UCAS points, which allows you to progress to university for further study. Where it is both science and environmental in nature, it allows you to apply for many different courses at university, both environmental and science-based. Following further university study, you may wish to move into a career in an environmental-based sector, for example, conservation officer, research ecologist, or environmental surveyor.
Hi, welcome to our BTEC Level 3 Forensic Science Criminal Investigation Virtual Open Evening. I'm Hannah. I'm going to take you through sort of what we offer and what you will do on the course. So the course itself is a 2-year Level 3 Extended Diploma with the entry criteria of a 4 or a 5 in Maths, English, and then 2 science subjects, plus 2 more GCSEs at a grade 4 or 5. That's really important. So if you don't have this entry criteria, we do have a level 2 course that you could possibly go on to. It is your choice. We can see what we can offer. Over the 2 years, you'll study 13 different units. So they are Principles and Applications of Science. This is a basic chemistry, biology and physics unit, which you will have an exam in. And then you do Practical Scientific Procedures and Techniques, which is, as it says, a practical science unit. Applications of Criminal and Forensic Psychology, again, is an exam-based unit, but we look at what causes criminal behaviour and what we can do to rehabilitate these offenders. You do Forensic Investigation Procedures in Practice, which is a hands-on interactive lesson looking at how to investigate crime scenes, the procedures that you take when approaching crime scenes and things like that. You do Physiology of Human Body Systems, so again, a biology-based unit, looking at how the body works and why that is important. And then last one, your first year, is Forensic Photography. Pretty simple. It's photography in a forensic setting. So as a forensic photographer, why do we photograph things in a certain way? What's the need for it? Why is it useful to help us with court and things like that? So in the second year, you study things like applications of criminology. So we look at things like prison service. We look at how crime and rehabilitation has developed over the years. Science investigation skills. That is a practical lesson again. You were taught all the practical skills and you're assessed on how you carry out a practical at the end. Environmental forensics. So that would be things like decomposition, how bodies change in different weathers and things like that. Forensic traffic collision, so that is traffic accident, how we investigate traffic scenes and the physics behind that. Forensic genetics, again, another biology-based unit. We look at inheritance and how we inherit different things from our parents and how this can change over time. Forensic anthropology and archaeology is bones and the importance of looking at bones and how we can tell someone's height just from one bone and things like that. Criminal investigation procedures in practice, that is a more police-based unit, I'd say. So you look at interviewing what the police do, the laws surrounding why the police can do certain things, and what they can and can't do. So that is the 2 years in a nutshell, and the 13 units that you will see. The assessments themselves, so in year 1 you have 2 exam-based units and 4 coursework-based units. So the coursework, we assess you throughout the year. The exams would be, if you were studying your GCSEs, we prepare you for them, and then you sit them at the end of the year. Year 2, you have 2 exam units and then 5 coursework-based units. So we up the ante a little bit. You have that extra unit, and then you've got that coursework to do again. So what can you do after the course? So you can go to university. If you didn't like the idea of university, we have other options. So we have things called higher national diplomas, and we offer one of those at Havant and South Downs. And that is in policing and criminal investigation. Do apprenticeships. So the police degree apprenticeship would be one that you could apply for after the course. You could go into employment if you wanted to work in a lab, if you wanted to work in a hospital, somewhere like that, we would be able to help you find that employment. And of course, if you wanted to join the forces, this course would be able to get you into that. If you have any questions, please contact us and we'll be happy to answer and help you apply.
Okay, hello, my name is David Popley and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Laboratory Technician in Science at HSDC. It is a new T-level course and I've had a few questions about T-levels. I'm going to go through some of those questions now and hopefully answer any queries you have. So what is a T-level? A T-level is a new technical study programme designed with employers to give young people the skills that industry needs. It will contain a mixture of technical knowledge and skills, an industrial placement for 45 days. It will have relevant English, maths and digital skills and some common workplace skills. So what does a T-level in laboratory science involve? The course will cover a whole selection of scientific skills required by industry, and these skills include a strong foundation in chemistry, physics, biology, health and safety in the lab, ethics, a large selection of qualitative and quantitative analysis techniques, data analysis, legislation, regulation, to name just a few. Can I still go to university? Very common question. Yes, university is still an option with the T-levels. The T-levels will carry the same UCAS points as 3 A-levels, but with the added advantage that a transition straight into employment would be much easier. Should that be your chosen route, there's also a strong route into higher apprenticeships from T-levels. And finally, how are T-levels assessed? The T-levels are assessed through external examinations and a employer-set project. Now that's enough for me. I'm going to let you speak to a few of my students, see what their thoughts are on studying at HSDC. So, can you tell me about some of your favourite practicals last year?
One of them last year was about making aspirin. We made and purified aspirin. And
Did you test for purity as well?
yeah, we tested purity and titrated aspirin.
This is Reese. He's a second year student at HSDC studying science. Reese, what can you tell me about studying science at HSDC?
I really enjoyed it. At first, I wasn't too sure if I liked it, but then we started doing practicals and I really did enjoy it. One of my favourite practicals, we dissolved sandstone.
Finally, we have Lily. She's a first year student studying science at HSDC. She's been very brave, allowing us to ask her some questions. Lily, what do you think about, how do you feel about studying science? I know you've been here a couple of weeks. How are you finding it?
To be fair, I find it quite interesting. It's also challenging in some aspects, but I think that's quite a good thing because it challenges our minds and gives us a good overview of what we'll be learning in the next 2 years.
It's better than doing A-levels because you don't need to worry about the exam, and yeah, I really enjoy doing this course.